Hey, this is GC Kinsey, and this is my Furter makeup tutorial. I'm starting with the Ulta Beauty Moisturizing Foundation Stick, and I'm just using that to lay down a base all over my face. And I'm doing this in kind of an untraditional way for a drag makeup look. And I do that because Furter is a self-described sweet transvestite, and Frank's drag look is very androgynous. You don't have the typical things you see like the covered eyebrows, the false lashes, the glitter, all of that. So what I actually do is try to create an androgynous drag look. And I do that by laying down a basic masculine contour first before I put on the actual drag makeup. So right now I'm just putting down a base foundation for that look all over my face and neck. Now I'm going to use the NYX Mineral Matte Finishing Powder to set that foundation. Next, I'm going to contour with the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette. And I'm going to be using the darkest shade because I really want this contour to pop and show through that drag makeup. Now, I do have another video that explains the details of a basic masculine contour. That is my beard makeup tutorial. But the basics are square cheek, square jaw, deep set eyes, square forehead, lots of angles. So I start with the cheekbones, squaring them off. And I basically just lay down the color. Then I blend it with a larger brush and set it. And that's our cheek contour. Next I'm going to do the jaw. And for the jawline, I just lay down a bunch of color right under the edge of the jaw and then pull it down onto the neck as if my jawline is casting a nice square shadow onto my neckline. And again, for this look, I lay down a whole lot more color than I typically would because I want this to be a heavily contoured look. So just blending that out, adding a little bit more color, and finishing. I'm also going to square off my chin, so I just do that by laying a little bit of that contour color on each side of my chin, and then blending it into the color that I already laid down all along the jawline. And that's just going to really make the chin look a little bit more prominent, more square, and really pop. So that is our finished jaw and cheek. So now I'm going to do the forehead, and I take the color up and to the side into the hairline, lay down more color, and blend it out. And then repeat that on the other side. And there we go, nice square forehead. Next, I'm going to contour my brow bone and nose, and what I do here is just connect the inner corner of the eyebrow down to the nose, and in this particular look, I actually do take the color all the way down the side of the nose. I don't always do that with a masculine contour, but since we're not going for natural here, I really just want the nose to stand out. So I use that to kind of make that brow bone more prominent and the eyes look more deep set, and for the nose to really pop. So I'm just doing that on the other side, making sure they both match, getting that color really laid down. And then when I'm done, I'm going to blend that a little bit. Now I'm going to highlight, and I'm using the lightest shade in this palette. It's got some shimmer to it, which is great. And I'm going to put this on the bottom of the jawline, right where you really want that to pop from your cheek contour and your jaw contour to make that edge of the jaw look nice and square. So I'm just really packing that color on. I'm also going to put it on my forehead right over the brow bone, and again that's just going to make what I did at the brow and nose area pop even more. I also take it down the bridge of the nose onto the tip of the nose. I take it onto the chin so that that really pops. And finally, I put it on the cheekbones all the way up to right under the eye. Then I blend it all together. Now I'm going to cut a little Adam's apple here, and again this is just something that kind of makes this look like a man in drag type of look that I'm going for with Frank. So I lay down the color kind of right at the bottom, pull it up into this sort of U shape, and then just blend and blend and blend. Once I've laid that down, I take some of the setting powder I used earlier to blend it even more and just help it look a little bit more natural. So now we've got our masculine base. That means we can get started on the drag look, which I do with contouring my cheeks again, this time in a more feminine way. And for that I use the LA Girl Blush Babe Blush Palette. And I pick kind of a shade that's not really pink or red, it's kind of more of a brick shade. And what I'm doing is cutting a cheekbone here that instead of going straight across like the masculine cheekbone under it, it's going up. So it goes from the hollow of the cheek up toward the ear. And I do not blend that color because this is a drag look, so I want it extra dramatic. Now we're going to do the eyes. So I'm using a Maybelline Expert Wear Eyeshadow Quad and applying the darkest color to the outer corner area of my eye. So I just really kind of get it from the outer corner and the crease all the way up toward the eyebrow and just fill all of that in with color. I also take it down onto the lid and fill that in with color as well, in keeping with the way Frank does his drag makeup. And then I repeat on the other side. Then I take another one of these Maybelline eyeshadow quads with slightly different colors, and again, using the contour crease shade. These are both sort of like dark, kind of grayish burgundy shades. And I'm just using this to kind of get some extra contour at the outer corner of the eye. Now we're going to do our brows. So I'm just using an e.l.f. Cosmetics Satin Eyeliner Pencil in black to start blocking out the shape of my brows. And again, this is not, your typical drag look with the covered eyebrows and the beautiful feminine arched brow. This is a very androgynous brow, so it really kind of just follows the natural top edge of my own eyebrow. It's very straight. It's got a kind of a sharp point where it curves down, and then in the center it's kind of got this little sharp shape as well. Almost it's a bit of an angry brow, again sort of in keeping with Frank's character. So I block out that shape in pencil first, and then we're going to make it pop with e.l.f. Cosmetics Expert Liquid Liner in black. So I just use that to fill in the area I blocked out, and you can see here how that really makes it pop. A lot of times I find that liquid eyeliners just tend to show up better. They tend to have kind of more pigment and to pop more than pencils. And so for anything like this where I just really want that color to be bold, I like to use a liquid eyeliner. And because it's laid down in pencil first, it's a little bit easier to apply that liquid and sort of not make a mess of it, get it exactly where you need it to go. So I'm just filling in that brow shape I laid down, making sure it looks exactly the way I want it to look and that the brows match as closely as I can get them on both sides. And I also like to go back with a little bit more of the eyeshadow I used earlier and just make sure it connects all the way to those brows now that we have drawn them and filled them in. Just making sure the color is nice, sweeping away any excess, and there we go. Now we're going to do our eyes, and I'm going to start with the NYX Slim Eye Eyebrow Pencil in white to do my waterline. And I do this just because, you know, watching Tim Curry's performance as Frank, he has these big soulful eyes, so anything I can do to kind of make my own eyes pop like that, I'll do it. Now I'm going to line my eyes, and again I'm just using some eyeliner pencil first, and I'll come back and do it with liquid. Just like we did with the brows, I'm going to do the same thing with the eyes. I do line my eyes with my eyes open. A lot of people will close whatever eye they're lining, but I do it with it open so I get a better idea of how it's going to look when my eyes are open, as they will be in most photos. And for Frank's eyeliner shape, it's pretty basic. It's just kind of connected eyeliner all the way around the entire outer edge of the eye, top and bottom, both corners. And it's just kind of in a very basic sort of rounded shape. So now that that base is laid down, I'm coming back in with my liquid eyeliner, and again, you can see how much that pigment pops when you've got a liquid, so I'm just going back over that shape, refining a little bit, and making sure we've got that darker black on there that's really going to pop. One eye down, one to go. So there is our finished eyeliner. Now I'm going to do a little bit of mascara, and I'm using L'Oreal Voluminous False Fiber Lashes Mascara in black and just dabbing a little bit on my lower and upper lashes. And again, because this is such an androgynous drag look, I don't bother with false eyelashes. I just put a little bit of mascara onto my real ones. Now I'm going to take an e.l.f. Cosmetics Eyeliner Pen in Coffee, which is a nice shade of brown, and use that to define the beauty mark on my cheek and make it pop as well. Now we're going to do the lips. So I'm starting off with the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Copenhagen, and that's kind of a nice burgundy shade. And I am using that to carve out my lip shape. And Frank has this very sort of defined peak at the top of the lips. So I draw that, and I do overdraw my lips for this. It's a drag look, but also, you know, Tim Curry's lips are just very, very full compared to mine. So I overdraw my lips to really get that shape. On the bottom, I mark out where the edge is going to be right in the center. And then for the corners, I kind of draw them a little bit more squared off. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a full lower lip, but it's also going to have it be a little bit more of a masculine, hard-edged shape to go with that androgynous drag look. So once that's done, I just fill all of that in on the top lip with that same pencil and really use that to kind of refine the shape. Then on the bottom, I'm just filling in from the outer corners in toward the center, and I'm going to leave the center part open for a highlight. And I'm going to use a Q-tip to blend the edges of that highlight where it meets the color. Next, I'm using the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in Cherry Skies, which is another nice burgundy shade. And I'm just going to go over everything I did in this color, really make it stand out. And I take the color right up to that edge of the pencil. make it nice and refined, and then use a Q-tip again to kind of blend out that highlight area where it gets a little bit covered up by your liquid lipstick. Next, we're really going to kind of redefine that line with the brown eyeliner pen that we use for that beauty mark. And I like to use a brown shade for this because it's gonna kind of blend nicely into the burgundy of the lipstick, but it's still gonna stand out too. So once the lips are nice and lined, I finish with the NYX Soft Matte Metallic Lip Cream, again in Copenhagen, which is that same burgundy. And I'm just kind of using this to blend the color of the lips into the edge of that brown liner. When I'm done, I'm going to take a Q-tip one more time, really blend out the center highlight, and then I'm going to set that lip with some translucent powder and just set one more time all over the face. And we are done! This is the finished look. So now you've just got to go around, you know, seducing Brad and Janet and everybody else who crosses your path. No big deal. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to find me on Instagram or any other social media as GC Kinsey. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, and I will see you on the next one.